Hope we all having a great day today. I got a great subject that I want to talk about. Basically about a movie. It's a Netflix series that's called Squid Games, right? And the reason why I wanted to elaborate on this because I hear so much about it, and we all know. Let's just put it out there. Netflix, they pretty much known for demonic movies and series that they put out. We already know what they stand for. But this has kind of been going around. I've been seeing it and seeing it so much, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not interested, but I want to see what's the whole hype about people playing games. Is it something like the Hunger Games or whatever the case may be, right? So I said, all right, let me look into it. So I went ahead and I pushed play, and I got to watching this thing here, right? And what baffled me is, see, we are in a revolution, a blazing path to independence. And here's why, because in our journey to the root out the evil, right? To search for the hidden symbolism that they are showing that is found in several orchestrated satanic human blood sacrifice ritual that we constantly keep coming across. It's a independence to rebellion upon that which just many others are seeing and experiencing. So I just want to go ahead and elaborate on that. So as I got to watching the series of Netflix of Squid Games, and the more I watch it, it brought me to realization of this. See, everything that we watch, everything that goes on around us, it's all a symbolism of something that is in a hidden agenda, something that they're conversating amongst themselves to be able to say, hey, look, this is what's happening, where they're signaling each other, right? Remember, we are in a spiritual warfare right now anyway, right? So we got to look at things from the supernatural perspective, right? So we all know that the world, the government, they play games with it. But see, let me break it down for you. So basically about the Squid Game, it's about these people, they all in debt of money. And money is what it was driven them because of a certain addiction that they have, right? So these people come along and they find these people that's in debt, right? Because they figure, hey, we can get these people because you know why? For the love of money. People like money, And so they trick them into these games and they put them in this warehouse place and they start these games that they play with these people. But then the game is not really a game, especially when you're dying from something that's supposed to be something that you're supposed to make money, something that's supposed to be innocent from the very beginning. See, but in the beginning of this, when they first take these people, they fog them with some kind of spray that they go to sleep, and they have no clue about where they're going. But see, now let's look at all these things. Let's look at the hidden agenda behind it all in all this, right? The government, what they do is they put this sleeping gas on us, right? To take us off, oh my God, to take us off of the purpose of what's really going on. They fog our minds. They make us go to sleep so we won't be woke upon the things that they're doing. Have you ever noticed that when a lot of people come on one accord and that we start breaking the code of what they're doing, they throw another diversion in there, you know what I mean? And after you start to wake up and pay attention, they realize, oh, they on to us, they throw another diversion. That's why we keep going through these episodes and episodes, because they figuring out, okay, now they knowing what we're doing. So we have to throw a diversion off of that and to bring something else to take our minds off of what's really happening, right? So that is what's going on with these games. So, and what they do is they play these games with us, but see, the games that they playing is a deadly game because they're really trying to kill us in the end, right? And they use money because and just like in the first episode, they a lot of people was like, hey, I'm not for this. People are dying, whatever the case may be. So they wanted to opt out, so they had a vote, right? And we all know how that ended up out, right? So, they let the people go. But notice they held a bunch of money hanging over them to try to bribe them and to say, hey, look, this is what you're going to lose out on if you leave. The people that die, they're going to get the money. So, therefore, you won't get to enjoy this money because guess what? You need this money because you have to pay back debt. If you don't, there's certain people after you to kill you, right? But the same thing that these people are doing, they're doing it, but they just doing it in a whole other way for the pleasures of themselves so they can see what's going on because it's all all a big game to them so they can see. It's just like the government. It's a big game to them so they can see how far they can go. So they can see us in action. So they can see the agendas of what they're doing and say, this is working. And we're being laughed at because a lot of us fall into it, right? Just like voting. Your voting doesn't count. It's a survey. It's not a vote. It doesn't, anything that has to do with them doesn't matter about you. It's not for you, because if it was, things would have been changed a long time ago. This is why we continuously to keep going through these same episodes, these same things from generation to generation. Nothing has changed. And it won't change because they won't let it change. The reason why they won't let it change because it's a game to them, right? And the game is to kill us, and the game is to see how far we will bite the bait and go further into their agenda. Oh my God. And that's what this series kind of put me in the mind frame of. Now, I didn't have to watch all of it to understand what was happening, because I didn't. But I just wanted to let you know that pay attention to what you're doing, because everything is a game. If you don't pay attention, you're going to get caught up in it, and you're going to dig yourself into a ditch that you can't get up out of. So pay attention. Pay attention to everything goes on around you, especially these movies, because, they're telling you something,